My name is Lethukuthula Dube. I'm a Microsoft Power Platform and Copilot Studio developer. Welcome to this beginner series on Copilot Studio. In this first video, I'm not going to throw you into the deep end, start building straight away. Instead, I want to take my time and make sure you actually understand what Copilot Studio is, what it's used for, and everything you find inside it, so that when we do start building in the next video, nothing feels confusing or actually overwhelming. So before we click anything, let me explain what Copilot Studio actually is. So Copilot Studio is a Microsoft tool that actually allows you to build your own AI assistant, which Microsoft calls an agent, without writing a single line of code. Think of it like hiring a smart virtual employee that works around the clock, answers questions, helps your staff, and assists your customers automatically. So it is part of Microsoft Power Platform family. Now you have heard, I'm sure you've heard of Power Apps, Power Automate, or Power BI before. So Copilot Studio sits right alongside those tools in the same family. And if your company already uses Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Teams, Copilot Studio plugs straight into the environment. There's nothing extra to install or set up from scratch. So what do people actually use it for? Here are some real world examples I can just think of. Companies actually build HR bots that answer staff questions about leave policies and benefits. You have IT departments that build help desk agents that guide employees through common tech problems. You can also have a customer service team building FAQ bot that sits on a company website and answers customer questions even after business hours. So basically, anywhere a human is currently answering the same questions over and over again, Copilot Studio can sit in and handle that automatically. So let me walk you around the home screen so you know where actually everything lives. So we're on the home screen right now. This is your starting point every single time you open Copilot Studio. From here you can actually create your new agent or the new workflow, which we'll get into the moment. So we have agent ops. Let me just open that. So with agent ops, think of it as your own control room. Once an agent is live and real people are using it, this is where you come to monitor how it actually performing, check for issues, and keep an eye on things for the agents or on the agent. So moving along to the agents. So with this, this is actually like a library. Every agent you've ever built or will build will appear here. If you have multiple agents for different purposes, this is where you'll manage all of them in one place. Let's move to the workflows. So this is where all your automated workflows live. I'll explain what a workflow is shortly, but just to know for now that this is where you'll find and manage them. So moving along, let me just click on the agent card. So when I click the agent card, the screen opens the agent creation screen, but I won't necessarily create an agent or anything now. Just want to show you the screen and explain what is the when you click the agent workflow. So Copilot gives you two options. You can either describe what you want in plain English or let the Copilot figure out the step-by-step automatically. Or you can actually skip that and configure everything yourself, which I'm doing right now. So let me just the preview and the build. But for now, let me explain what the agent building screen looks like so you can actually or already be familiar with it before we actually start building an agent. So at the top, we have the build, preview, evaluation, and monitor. So across the top of the agent screen, you'll see four tabs, which is the build. This is where you design and configure your agent. This is where you spend most of the time when you're setting up things. We have the preview. Preview is where you test your agent by having real life conversations with it before publishing it to the world. Think of it as a rehearsal room. We have the evaluation where you can actually run structured tests around your agent to check how accurate or consistent it answers your questions. We have the monitor tab. Monitor, this is the post-launch dashboard. Once your agent is live, this is where you see real conversations happening and track how the agent is performing over time. These are the four tabs covering the full life cycle of the agent, from building it to testing it to monitoring it and production. Let me just move back here. So this is a large area on the left hand side of the screen called the instructions panel, and this is the most important part of the entire agent experience. This is where people in the AI world call the system prompts. In simple terms, it's the rulebook you write for your agent. It tells the agent who it is, what it's supposed to help you with, and how it should speak to people, and what it should do when it does not know the actual answer. As you can see, you can write the instructions, describe the agent role, what it is, and out of scope, describe the tone and the response style, and how the agent should communicate to you, when the agent should ask questions and use the knowledge base or source. This is just an example of the instructions you can actually give the agent. You can see Copilot Studio gives you a helpful guide right there in the screen, telling you what to include. Things like the agent role, the goal, what it is in the out of scope, the tone, and use when you should actually ask follow-up questions. There's even already made an example just showing you how everything should be structured. So moving along to the model, on the right side of the screen, you'll see a panel with several powerful features. Let me just explain them briefly. We have the model. So currently I'm using Claude Sonnet 4.6. You can change it based on what you want, or just test different models. So you can see the model at the top. You'll see a world model next to it, model name. This is the AI engine that powers your agent. The brain underneath that actually makes it intelligent and able to have real conversations. Microsoft gives you these options here, so you can choose which AI model suits you, your user case best. So we have Microsoft IQ. Just open that. This connects your agent to Microsoft 365 data, things like your emails, your Teams, conversations, your SharePoint sites, and your calendar. It actually also allows your agent to pull real business context from your organization when answering questions. This is more advanced feature that we'll explore in the later video. We have the skills feature. So skills allows you to give your agent specific structured abilities, like special power for a particular task. For example, you could give your agent skill that allows following a specific process when handling a certain type of request. More advanced, not needed for beginners right now. You can actually upload a skill or just create from blank with providing the name, descriptions, and also the instructions of that skill. We have the tools. This is where you connect your agent to the outside world. So it'll actually do things rather than just talk. For example, you can connect to Power Automate, SharePoint, Outlook, Teams, OneDrive. We have MCP here connected to Work IQ Calendar, Work IQ Teams. There's a lot of actually tools actually connect here. These are another connectors you can actually use to connect to the agent, and you can connect workflows too. So with the knowledge, this is one of the most exciting feature on this entire screen. Instead of sitting down and manually programming every single question and answer, your agent might need, you can simply point the knowledge feature to the document or the website, and the agent reads through all of that content and uses it to answer questions automatically. So if you have a company policy document on IT help desk SharePoint page, your agent can draw answers directly from the content without actually even writing a single response manually. So you can connect via a public website. You can actually add the link of the website. You can use SharePoint in browse items or just paste the SharePoint site, or have OneDrive also. We have connected agents. So this feature allows you to multiple agents to work together as a team. One agent can pass a request to another specialized agent to handle. Imagine one front desk agent that actually talks to a user, and behind the scenes, it actually calls on a financial agent, or an HR agent, or even an IT agent, depending on your questions. This is a very powerful for large organizations to utilize. We have the memory. So you'll notice has a preview label next to it, which means Microsoft is still testing it and refining this feature. When it's switched on, the agent can remember things from your previous conversations with the user and give more personalized response over time. It's not fully released yet, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So now let me show you the second thing we can create from the home screen. Just navigate back. The workflow. I'm going to click on it so you can actually see what it looks like. I'm not going to build anything here today. Um, this is just for a future video, but I want you to understand what the workflow is, how it is different from the agents, because beginners often actually confuse the two. So here's the simplest way to think about it. Your agent is the one having the conversation. It is the face that the user talks to. The workflow is the one that doing the work behind the scenes. It is the engine that takes action based on what the users asked. I want you to think of it like a restaurant. So the waiter takes your order and talks to you. That is the agent. The kitchen receives the order and actually prepares your food. That's the workflow. They work together, but they each have a different job for it. So let me walk you around what you see on the screen. So the large dotted area in the middle is your canvas. This is where you visually design your workflow by dragging, as you can see, and connecting each step together. You can already see the starting block sitting on the canvas. Every workflow begins with the start, and you build outward from the canvas, adding steps by one until the process is completed. So looking at the left panel, these are the building blocks. We have the agent. This lets you bring an agent into the workflow as a step, so agent can actually ask the workflow can actually ask the agent to process something or make a decision as part of the automated process. As you can see, if I drag it, it's connected to the start. Let's just delete this. So classifier, this uses AI to automatically read and it reads and categorize something. For example, if your support email arrives, classify can read it and decide whether it is compliance or a simple request or an urgent request without a human involvement. So we have Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let's connect a step into your workflow to Microsoft 365 Copilot so you can use it as AI capabilities as part of your automated process. You have human review. This is a step that pauses the entire workflow and waits for a real person to look at something and approve it before the workflow continues. Think of it like a checkpoint that requires a human signature before moving forward. We have the connector. This is the bridge between a workflow and the outside world. Connectors let you plug into hundreds of external systems and apps like, for example, Outlook, SharePoint, Teams, Salesforce, and many more. This is what allows your workflow to do things like sending emails, create calendar events, update spreadsheets, or post messages in Teams, all automatically. We have the function. This actually lets you add a small piece of custom logic or calculation at the specific points in the workflow. More advanced and not something a beginner really needs to worry about for now. But as you can see, it's you can use this HTTP request, the request schedule, date, and that's operation. We have the variable. A variable is like a temporary sticky note inside your workflow. You use it to store a piece of information like a username, email address, so you can use that information later in the process without losing it. As you can see, the variable name, the type of variable, string, integer, float, boolean, array, and object, and the value. We have the if else. This is where your workflow makes decision. You set a condition and the workflow will go down one part if the condition is true and different part if it's not. So for example, if a request comes in marked as urgent, send it directly to a manager. For example, if it's not urgent, add it to a standard queue. So you can see priority operator and the value. You have the if and the else. You have the left feature, the loop feature. This lets your workflow to repeat a set of steps multiple times until the condition is met. For example, if you have a list of 50 employees and you need to send each of one personalized message, a loop will go through each person on the list and send the message one by one automatically. The loop, you have the loop type for each or do until. We have the note feature. This is a simple sticky note you can place anywhere on your canvas to leave yourself or your team a reminder about a particular section of the workflow does and has not no effect on the workflow itself, and it's purely for documentation or any information you want to provide further. So just like the agent, the workflow also has tabs across the top. Build is where you design the workflow. You have the activity, gives you a full log of every time the workflow is run, so you can see exactly what happened. You have the monitor, lets you track its overall performance and spot any errors that need to be fixed. So yeah, this is your introduction to Copilot Studio. I wanted you to walk away from this video with a solid understanding of what Copilot Studio is, what it's used for in the real world, and exactly what we'll find inside before we actually start clicking buttons and building something. We covered what Copilot Studio is and where it fits in Microsoft Power Platform. We explored the homepage, the screen, and understood every navigation item. We looked inside the agent building screen and explained every single feature, including the instruction panel, the AI model, the knowledge, tool, skills, memory, and connected agent, and more. So in the next video, we're going to take everything we just learned and put it into action. We are going to build a real IT help desk agent from scratch, add a knowledge source, test it live, and publish it. I would love to know what you are planning to build with your next Copilot Studio. See you in the next one. Thank you.